In this video here, we're going to cover what the low tire pressure light means and how to make sure you fix and adjust it properly. So starting in 2008, all vehicles were required to have tire pressure monitoring systems built in. It measures what the tire pressure is of the vehicle and will report it with a dash light if it's below 25% below what the specification is. So if we turn the key on here, we'll see in the corner here we have a light. It's like a half a tire with an exclamation point. Okay, if we start the car up, we should see all the lights go out except we have our cold coolant light here, which is okay. Our seatbelt light, because I'm not wearing my seatbelt right now, sitting in the shop. And we have our tire pressure light. So we know right now that our tire pressure is low. So first thing we need to do is figure out how much air we need to put into it and how to check the tire pressure. Okay, so if we go and open the driver's door and we look on the door jamb here, we'll see our tire information sticker. It tells us our front tires need to be at 33 psi, our rear tires need to be at 32 psi. You'll also know at the top here it says cold tire pressure. That means you have to check the tires when they are cold, meaning it's been sitting for a couple hours. Do not check them while you're driving and they're hot, because the heat from the friction in the road will expand the air pressure and give you incorrect air pressure readings. Now in this video here, we're going to use just a standard regular tire pressure gauge. You can buy these at store for a couple bucks. If you got a little extra money, invest in a better gauge. Digital gauges really help out. So we'll take and remove our valve stem cap. We'll check our pressure, and we got 30 psi. So we're about 3 psi low on the front. We'll go around, check all the tires. Here we have the driver's rear. We'll reset our gauge. We'll check we're at 30 psi, so this one is a couple psi low as well. Passenger front tire, we're at about 31 psi on here. Passenger rear tire, we're at 30 psi here. So we need to add 2 pounds of pressure to the rear tires and about 3 pounds of pressure to the front tires. Go ahead and adjust. We got 33 psi passenger front. I'm going to go through and do all the rest of the tires. Okay, we finished filling up the tires to their proper specification. Now in order to reset this light, we have to go through and drive the car. Now this is not typical for every car. You need to consult your owner's manual to figure out the best way. Some cars have a button you need to hit to reset. Some cars you have to do other things. But majority of cars, you need to take them for a drive and go at least above 20 miles an hour in order to get the sensors to turn on and register the air pressure with the computer. In this case here, we took the car, drove it around real quick. Tire pressure light's still on. We know our tire pressures are all at the right pressure. So the last place we want to look is at our spare tire. Here we have the spare tire out of the trunk. We're going to go through, check the pressure on it. It should be at 60 psi. We're at 22 psi of air pressure. So let's go through, fill up our tire. All right, so checked our tire pressure now. We're at 60 psi. Let's go ahead and put this all together and go take it for another test drive. Now let's go ahead and take this car for a test drive and see if our light will be resolved. Remember, this vehicle you need to drive over 20 miles an hour in order for the sensors to react. Okay, so there you go. We see that our light went off. So all the tires, even though we reset all the tires to their proper specification, still wasn't enough to reset the light. We actually had to fill up the spare tire. Now, this is not true on every vehicle. Some vehicles, the spare tire is not monitored. Other times they are. So for this vehicle, it's true. If you try to reset your tire pressures, they're all good and the light's still not going off, then make sure you check your spare tire and adjust the spare tire's pressure.